Hello, everyone. I am the Clapper Loader, and without me, there are no films. Hey, everyone. So, today I am back with another discussion about a film that is at times classified as horror, other times classified as psychological thriller. Nonetheless, it is from the 70s. It is part of my series about 70s horror films. It does fit into that. And here we go. In 1978, I was 6 years old, and although we did have ratings for movies, we had rated R, we had rated G, and rated PG. I believe there might have been X. I'm not for sure. I was 6. I was 6. So, what I do know is that despite all of this looking at films and editing them and having the Motion Picture Association seal on films, one thing they did not have was pretty much any editing or kind of vetting process for trailers. So, if you or me in 1976, you were watching TV, cartoons or whatever, even at night you're watching TV programs with your mom and dad or your family, and there would be a 10 or 15 second spot for a movie, a trailer, or a teaser as we call them now. And there were several trailers that I should just not have seen as a kid. I remember one of those trailers that I should not have seen as a kid being Carrie. I should not have seen that. I believe I might have been 7 when I saw the Carrie. No, maybe even 6. All right. Again, there was no real vetting for the trailers. I should not have watched some of the trailers that I did see. Like, for instance, Carrie. I believe I saw that trailer on the movie Car Wash. I think that was the movie that my parents took me to see. But I just think that it was a very interesting time where they would lob on these scary trailers to pretty much anything, any movie playing in the theater, which nowadays you have red band trailers, so they kind of give you a warning like, this is not for everyone. Okay. Magic, starring Anthony Hopkins, was one of those films that I should not have seen the trailer for. And I remember seeing just this spot on TV. And I saw this puppet, which at that time was kind of interesting looking. And the more they focused on this puppet, the more intense the puppet looked to me, and the more scary the puppet looked to me. And there was no warning that this was a not for kids trailer. They just played it. And so I remember being extremely frightened of the film. Now, couple that with the cues from one of my favorite score composers, which is Jerry Goldsmith. Couple that, his cues from this film, the music for this film is incredible. But the cues that he uses are really like, they can terrorize you a little bit, and kind of they're foreboding. And so when you hear them, you know it's an uncomfortable sound. Something is happening. So when they show this puppet and they have the cues, you know this is not going to be some family G-rated movie. Magic, 1978, starring Anthony Hopkins, Ann-Margaret, who was a famous actress, and also with Burgess Meredith. You will know, I know Burgess Meredith from Foul Play with Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase. You will probably know Burgess Meredith from playing Mickey in the Rocky series. So there you go. But I knew him from Foul Play first. I don't even think I watched Rocky when I was little. Anyhow. So we have a movie here that's very highbrow art, if you will. Magic 1978. It was directed by Richard Attenborough with the screenplay written by William Goldman. William Goldman, you could do 1,000 podcasts about this guy. Just look him up so you can get a taste for what he writes about. And he actually wrote a novel called Magic, of course, which this is based on. So he had his hand at the screenplay as well as, his own work. And so, again, Jerry Goldsmith, I think the score elevated this movie to a level where it honestly probably shouldn't have deserved. But no, I mean, I understand. You had this was highbrow horror. This is supposed to scare people on many different levels. Visually, intellectually, it's frightening. Psychologically, it's frightening. So you had all of this going on with kind of this old, at this point, it looks old school way of making horror films. But, then you've got these, I guess, modern actors. Are they still modern actors? Is Anthony Hopkins still considered a modern actor? And Ann-Margaret, I think she retired from acting, but she was very popular because she did movies with Elvis, and she did Bye Bye Birdie. If we're talking really old school, you guys can go and look up these actors, but they're all in the movie Magic. Now, without giving spoilers, the main plot is about the Anthony Hopkins character called Corky throughout the film. And so you have Corky, he had a mentor, and the mentor at the very beginning of the film, Corky is just trying to impress his mentor. Corky's very lost. He's got some scars, some deep psychological scars. We don't know this, but we can look at Anthony Hopkins' eyes and see it. And that is how great of an actor he is in this role. So he plays this magician and he's just striking out. He just cannot make it work. Finally, he gets this puppet and it just takes him to another level. He was not ready for what he was experiencing. And you can see Anthony Hopkins ask Corky, go through all of these emotions, and finally he realizes that some people, as they say, are just not ready for success, and you just wish them the best, but they're just not ready. And that's kind of what happens to the character. Corky is extremely successful at the time. And Burgess Meredith comes in and he plays his agent. And he's like, you've got this going on. You've got that offer, this offer. I mean, offers like even today we would go, wow, jump on that immediately. But again, he just wasn't ready for it. And you can see throughout the film how he appreciates his, opportunities, but he just doesn't know what to do with them. So that's really all I'm going to tell you about Magic. It is 100% free on several of the free platforms for streaming, including Amazon Prime right now. It's on Tubi. You can watch it. Again, it is a horror movie about a guy that has success. If you can piece that together with an incredible score once again by Jerry Goldsmith and some of the cues. And as I'm recording this, I can just hear the strings. I can hear the strings in my head and how he just uses those violins like he's playing my own heartstrings. And oh my God, it's just so incredible. If you get an opportunity to listen to the score away from the film, obviously watch it with the film and hear the score. But if you get a chance to just listen to the score, if you're a score fan, do that. It's really great work. It's one of my favorite by Goldsmith. So I'm not going to say much more about this movie because I don't want to ruin it. And this puppet that he has is just incredible. So, actually, I will say a little more. Okay, so Fats. Fats is the name of the puppet. And Fats has his own little personality. Or does he? See, this is where the movie becomes like this psychological thing. Is it like a supernatural issue? What is going on? So when I was little and watching this trailer, I thought, oh my God, this is a demon-possessed puppet, and this is horrible and scary, because this is around the time of The Exorcist, and okay, now Corky and Fats. What a couple of names, huh? For a horror movie. So yeah, I just didn't know what kind of horror movie it was, and I did not see this in 1978. I will say that, but I did see that trailer, which stuck in my mind. To this day, I can see myself watching it. So back then, we did not have streaming. It was nearly impossible if you didn't see a movie in the theater to know when you were going to see it again. This is just around the time that they started putting movies onto TV, regular network TV, ABC, NBC, CBS, for consumption. And so, this was well received at the time. I remember my mom going to see this movie and saying that it was great, and she just raved about it. And I don't remember my dad saying much about it, but I definitely remember my mom, and she loved it, and I do love it. Again, I do feel like it's a hard watch for me. I'm just sensitive like that. I like happy endings. I prefer happy endings, and I know every movie can't have one. But it's definitely a great character study, and can show you what can happen to people if they just don't know what to do with themselves and what they're given. So, on that note, yeah, please enjoy Magic 1978. There were only 8 people in the cast. How do you have a movie, an entire, probably 90-minute movie, with only 8 people in the cast? I'll tell you how. You have incredible acting. You have incredible scenes. It's incredibly tight and well written. There's no lag. There's nothing. Okay, you're not waiting for it to be over. You're always holding your breath, waiting with bated breath to find out what happens next. And it's such a good piece. I hope that you enjoy it. Magic 1978. Now, you guys know who I am. I am the Clapper Loader, and without me, there are no films.